Hi, my name is Rita Fishel. I own Creation So Clever Quilt Shop, and I'm an author of 2 books with AQS, Everyday Quilts and Mystery Quilts. And I've decided to use the Lazy Girl Flying Geese ×4 ruler. I've decided to show you how to use the Flying Geese ×4 ruler by Lazy Girl Designs, because I've used that in my book, Everyday Quilts, for some of the quilts that have the Flying Geese units in them. The product is very easy to follow. All of the instructions are shown on the cover, as well as if you open the inside, you have step-by-step written directions also. Basically what we're doing is we're cutting 1 large square and 4 small squares to put together flying geese that are the size we want them to be when we're finished. And the flying geese are always twice as wide as they are tall. So if you know what size flying geese unit you want in your finished quilt, you merely look for that size on your large side with the solid lines of this ruler. I want my geese to be 2.5 by 5 inches when they're finished. So I refer to the picture on the cover of this tool, and I'm going to use the tool to cut myself my first large block. It fills up the space here from corner to corner, and it says on it 2.5 by 5, it's letter H. Now, according to my picture, I need 4 small blocks, and I'm going to rotate my tool and come down the side of my ruler that has the dotted lines, and I look for letter H, and it's 2.5 by 5. So I use that line, that dotted square, as the guide to cut my 4 squares that I'll use for my flying geese. So I've cut 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can easily scrap this up by changing the colors of all of your different squares. This ruler has now done all the math for me, so I can put it aside to rest, and I'm just going to look at the pictures on the instructions and follow the pictures. I take 2 of my small squares, put them right sides down, diagonally opposite on my large block. I'll draw a line from corner to corner, and as if I was making a half square triangle, I would sew on either side of that line. This is dark, it's kind of hard to see. After I sew, I cut on the line that I drew, and that gives me these 2 units here. I have cut that in half. Now, as the picture shows me on the instructions, I press one of the halves to look like a heart. I'm going to take a 3rd square and lay it down on the heart. Down in the opposite corner, it comes right up in between the 2 small triangles. And again, I'm going to draw a line from corner to corner, and I'm going to sew on either side of that line, just like I did before. And again, I'm going to cut the line that I originally drew. When I cut it apart, I have this. Let me turn it so you can see it. I have this and this. You can see how I've cut right down the center, and I turn it and press it, and I have 2 geese. I still have 1 more piece that I'll press like a heart, and I'll have 1 more square that I put down on top of it. So when I'm done with this technique, I'll end up with 4 flying geese. There was no waste. The seam allowance has been added all around, and everything is straight grain. Very, very simple. 4 at a time.